Well, it's been a while. The algorithm kind of killed my series, so the updates are gonna come out, but they're gonna be way slower. But now, thanks to Jagex, potentially even more slowly. There's some stuff going down, so let's talk about it. Membership and bonds price change. So they're trying to spin this as they've been putting out so many amazing quality updates that they just have to start charging you more. Over the last 2 years, your support has enabled substantial updates like sailing, everybody's favorite skill, Varlamore, Leagues, and Yama, temporary game mode, and high-level bosses that most players can't fucking do anyways. Here's the thing. You guys make new content because that is your job as a live service game. If you're asking me to continue to pay you money, I better be getting more things. I don't just come in and do my job for one day and then they're like, are you coming back? I'm like, what do you mean? I already did my job. It's done. I already filled out this entire spreadsheet. They're like, we've got more fucking spreadsheets for you. That's what this is. They're saying, what do you mean? We already did this. You have to pay us more now. It's like, no, this isn't DLC. You ask me for payment every single month that I play your game. And let's be honest, it's less of a game and more like work. Until you are done with the levels that they require you to have, it's just another job. They're trying to be very sneaky about this. They took all of these content creators and flew them out. We're in conspiracy theory town right now. They flew all their content creators out to Jagex HQ. They're like, hey, let's pal around. We'll talk about stuff. Hey, we're hanging out. Look, we're people too. Hey. And now they roll this shit out. And now they're put in this awkward position where they're like, well, we're friends now. Am I even allowed to talk about this? Well, hey, I'm not your friend, Jagex. I'm just a guy. And to me, you're just a company. You should always be a fan of products and not companies. Products are what you want. Companies are not. Companies are not your friend. Nintendo, especially, not your friend. They do not give a fuck about you. They only care about your money. In the golden age of gaming, maybe things were different. When RuneScape was $6.99 back when I first started playing, different times. They're trying to act like, oh, it's because we took the microtransactions out of RuneScape 3. We've got to make up for the revenue loss. Bullshit. The UK laws were changing to make it so you can't do shit like that anymore. So you had to make that change regardless. So don't pretend like, oh, we're these big philanthropists. We're just trying to move some of our assets around, so we're just making the same that we made before. Bullshit. You're trying to make way more. Look at this difference in price in their only long-lasting membership now, because they took away the 3 and 6 month. That is egregious. I have a main account on this game. I played it a couple months, maybe less than 6 months, because I played and then I did all the quests and then I was done. Since then, since I got my quest cape and I've been done, there hasn't been enough content for me to justify coming back and replaying the game until I did my series. And that, all the footage I have, which I still have a ton to make videos out of, that was all 1 month. That's why it doesn't have the sailing content, is because I just went balls to the walls during my free time, got all the footage I needed. Now I just need to make videos out of it that YouTube is going to suppress. Anyways, but it doesn't matter. When I play, I go hard into it and get everything done. And for me, the thing that I like most is doing quests. And those have been so few and far between. Back in the day, it was like a new quest every week, every other week, at least once a month. That's what I remember back then. RuneScape HD, I was up to my armpits in new quests. I could barely keep up with it. Once I got my quest cape back then, I quit. But they don't want that. They don't want me to quit because there's no more quests. They're like, no, look at this content. It's a new raid that we have to make the reward for. That's not my job. I'm a player of the game. I'm supposed to see something interesting and want to do that content. You're supposed to surprise me. You guys designed this shit. Why is it up to me to do your job for you, and now I'm paying you more to just do your job? Oh, the community doesn't want power creep. Fuck them. They're already maxed anyways. They're gonna play the content for 5 minutes, get bored, and then go do an Iron Man or something. Most of us are like mid to high level players that don't have enough to do raids consistently. We do it like maybe once in a while. We maybe pick like a boss or two that we get consistent at and good at. Where am I going with this? Well, take a look at this roadmap. This is the content that they say, oh, we've done enough to justify this price increase. 3 temporary fucking game modes. One of which is PvP, so I was not interested in that shit at all. One of them is Leagues, which I don't participate in because it has no bearing on my characters once it's over. Wow, cosmetics, great. Bingo? Are you fucking kidding me? That should be like an optional thing, like a quest speedrunning world. We just pop in for like the novelty of it and then sign back out and never do it again. It's so funny. They're comparing themselves to World of Warcraft. They're like, look at this value you're getting. I'm like, what fucking value? On WoW, you can have multiple characters for the same payment. On Final Fantasy XIV, which fucking blows this shit out of the water, by the way, I can have multiple characters for the same payment. On this, only one. Most people have 2 characters. They have a main character that they've been playing for a while, and then maybe like an iron or a group iron. They're like, we play this with our friends, or I'm doing this for the challenge. Just like me. I have my main and I have abilities, which for my series. But I have to pay for those 2 fucking characters separately, even though they're on the same Jagex account. What kind of sense does that make? Oh, it's because of the botters. Fix your fucking botting problem then. All of this money that we're paying into, you don't fix any of this shit. Oh, we have better customer service right here. We've made significant changes. Oh, yeah, cool. I can talk to an AI fucking chatbot now. Amazing. You have all the powers of ChatGPT. You still take my issue and throw it in the trash with the rest of them. You have to be a content creator of renown, by the way. I don't count to have any of your issues resolved. Knock on wood, thank fuck that I haven't had an issue come up that I need their help, because they wouldn't care even if it did. This is so scummy and predatory. When will the new prices take effect? Oh, you know, immediately, so you can't do anything about it. You can't make plans. They're like, now we're doing it. It's too late. We've already done it. I can already see it now. People being like, it's just $1. What are you so mad? It's only $1. All of these fucking people have been saying this for years now. Back when I played, it was $6.99. And then, oh, it's just $1. 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 Now we're at fucking $15. We've tripled in price, and now you're like, it's just another $1. 5 more years go by, they're like, it's just $10. Like, what? It's only $25 for one character, and you have no support, and everything's AI. Bots run rampant at every fucking mid to high level activity in the game, so you can't have a moment's peace. You're always fighting over resources. There's a reason why I stopped playing this game on my main. I was only focusing on my series, and this is it, because they don't care. There's no quests anymore. Oh, this one, yeah. Yeah, well, it got pushed back. And now it's like, do I even want to see it? I'll probably wait. I'll watch Jimmy's video of it on YouTube. I hate this corporate speak. 12-month membership continues to be our best value option. We provide 12 months of membership for the price of 9 on average. That's fucking deceptive. Because it used to be 12 months for the price of 7. And this was for their most dedicated fucking players. The players that play this shit every day. Enjoy the game. They're not for people like me that are like, when's the next update? I'll subscribe then. These people are like, fuck it. I'll just hop on, hang out with some friends, do a raid, then go do something else. Who cares? These people who are your most loyal, you don't even offer them 2 characters. They still have to pay fucking twice. They have an Iron Man and a main. That's 12 months for each of them. A couple hundred just for that guy. They're like, oh, but the botters. It makes it easier for the botter. Botters do not buy long-term plans because they get banned. So these 12-month and the 6-month that you got rid of should have had some sort of incentive for your best, most dedicated fans. And you can't even do that. You compare yourself to WoW, and you can't even do the bare minimum that WoW does. We want to deliver a model that best supports ongoing investment we're making across both games. If you say that the fucking price increase is because of RuneScape 3, don't put that shit on me. I don't play that game. I don't like that game. That game is not the one that any of us are playing for. Don't be like, oh, this is for both games. You can have a character on both games. Not logged in at the same time. Keeps RuneScape sustainable for the next 25 years. Yeah, is that why we've had 2 price increases in the last 2 years at least? Yep, right here. Another price increase. So are we going to do that for the next 25 years? Are you saying this is where it's going to be for the next 25 years? Or are you just going to keep going up and up and up and up and up? Like PlayStation Plus, like Xbox Game Pass, like Nintendo Switch Online. They're just like, oh, everybody has less money now, especially after tariffs. Let's get in on that. Let's make everybody more destitute. And you know, this update's probably coming from the bank, the purse strings of the company. I think it's like a private company, so there's not any shareholders, but whatever the equivalent would be, just whoever's buying and selling the company. You know, at the very bottom of these news posts, they're like, here's all the mods that worked on this. It just says, the Jagex team at the bottom there. Because I'm not mad at the developers. They're doing their jobs. Except for making the raids rewards. They're making that my job. It's like, what? Last time you left that job to the players, they fucking put sailing in the game. And what a funny joke that was. The greedflation has to see an end at some point. It has to. Because at some point, all the poor people are going to run out of money. That's just how it is. It's like $7 for a bag of chips that used to be $2.50. Now it's $15 for a game that used to be $7 a month. If you made it this far in the video, you might be mad just like me. Because we boo because we want to cheer. We want more meaningful updates. We want more meaningful customer support. We don't want to just be nickeled and dimed until they reach a point where they're like, oh, okay, it's not sustainable anymore. They're just like, no, it's just $1. They'll put up with it. Fuck them. They're my little piggy banks. It's our money. They're just holding it for us. There has to be an end to this somewhere. What can we do about it? Well, if you want, you can join me in doing this. Let's put a pause on our support to Jagex and say this is not okay. You can't just put out temporary game modes, lackluster updates, and then call it a day. Pat yourselves on the back and say we deserve more money for just doing our jobs. You can't fly out all your content creators out there so you can shake their hands and be like, don't talk shit on us because we're about to do some shady corporate nonsense. So they can't talk about your price increases without losing good faith with your stupid company. Try Final Fantasy XIV. I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. I'm not sponsored for anything. My channel is completely free. I don't do ads. I don't do sponsors. I do this for fun in my free time. It's a little more intensive on graphics, so some PCs might not be able to handle it. Phones probably won't be able to handle it as well. You can't AFK trees. But their free trial has no time limit. You can play it as long as you want. It has a level limit, but that will last you a very long time. And there is a lot of content in that will tide you over in the time that it takes Jagex to get their shit together. And the thing about Final Fantasy is that it gives you multiple characters. You can have an Iron Man, whatever the equivalent is in that game. A lot of people are turning up their noses. They're like, it's just $1. They do this all the time. This'll blow over. Everybody won't be mad anymore. We'll just adapt and move on. Some of us don't want to adapt and move on. Some of us want to take a stand against these greed-fueled companies and do something, anything. Vote with your wallet, and there's an alternative. There's many alternatives. There's tons of games out there that are free to play and offer similar experiences. Final Fantasy XIV, MMO, online. Do stuff with friends. Stardew, can play it online. It's like, what if the farming skill was actually good? You can mine, you can chop trees. There's quests and dungeons, and holy shit. All of the DLC in that game is free. You just pay for it once, and you just have it forever. Need even more options? Try Black Desert. I just saw on Steam, it's $1. It's a fucking dollar right now. What is $5? And this is $1. You can AFK the fuck out of this game, if that's what you're into. Meanwhile, they're like, hey, check it out, it's our Getting Around update. Holy shit. This is what you're paying for with that extra money per month. The getting around pull. Known issues, 1.5 tick salvaging is broken. It's your tax dollars at work. You can now reclaim a whistle. There's a couple sailing tweaks. If you're like me, you don't give a shit about sailing. Spoilers. Wow, this is so lackluster. I've got barely anything to talk about. Jesus. Minigame teleport menu. Most of us didn't have a problem with the old menu. It's fine. Pop-ups from levels. Sailing tweaks. That is so fucking short. Your tax dollars at work. Oh yeah, look at this other update. Mobile character switcher coming soon. You can fucking switch to that other character you can't afford. The developers of this game are really good. When they go hard. Desert Treasure 2 is some of the finest content. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think that is probably the peak. If they were like, hey, let's do a price increase to cover the cost of more quests like this, I would have probably said fuck yeah, because that shit slapped. Everything after that has been kind of meh. They're like, no, it's an investment. We'll get better content later. That is some hopium that to the levels where I can't even believe it. You've had all these years to make better content, more quests, better storylines, continuations of old storylines, implementation of content that was already in your fucking game. And they can't even do that! It's like, do you have 5 people working on this shit? This is a giant company. They're like, no, most of our resources go to RuneScape 3. You know, the version of the game that nobody plays. But somehow, the monetization loss from that, we have to have old school players pay for. Especially because there's still bots in the game. They've done barely anything about that. Ooh, check out our bot-busting live stream. We killed like 12 of those fuckers. In the most obvious spots. Well, if you go back there right now, those bots have returned. Probably in higher numbers. Quality updates. If the fucking development cost of these stupid-ass temporary game modes is what's driving up the price, get rid of them. We don't need them. They're a novelty. You could have done that with Project Zenaris that you sunk all that fucking time and effort into, and then just canceled right at the 11th hour. Could have just had a fucking League's permanent server. And then just been like, whoa, here's a new server with this new update. And then you can go try the fucking powers in that one. How about a callback to one of my earlier videos? Power World. Power World lets you AFK like everything to get resources constantly. Come back, play the actual game, set up your base, AFK the rest of it. All I'm trying to say is that if you want to fight back against greed, this is how you do it. You just put a pause. That's doing the bare minimum of what we can do, which is not give them money, take a break, see if anything gets better. Maybe come back later if you have a significant update that you want to play. But for now, I'm not coming back. I still have tons of footage to parse through on my free time and make the next episodes if they ever care to see them. But as for playing the real game, I'm done. No way. No way are they getting more of my money if they're doing this kind of scummy stuff. I deserve better. You deserve better. We deserve to have them think of their own rewards for their own raids. Gosh darn it.